Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Down the New World. I really didn't do anything. I did like 2 quick cat guild missions, that's it. It's gonna be a while before we can finish up that Twilight Palace thing though. It's like a level 80 thing, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of grinding before I can even attempt that. I'll be doing a lot of off-screen grinding at some point. It's just all the cat guild missions are now like S rank, which is like level 80, so it's a little intimidating. Still can't freely explore the map yet. Alright. We're going to Darus Carlon! 3 years, Emil! 3 years! Hey, yeah, remember that guy? I'm sure you all know who he is.
Ewan. So you're...
Hello, Ewan!
Lloyd told me
Did you expect anything else, considering he's Martell's supposed lover?
to awake.
Come on.
Please. Please tell me what's going on. What do you know?
Emil, what do you think you are? The summoned spirit Ratatosk? Or are you a human?
Well, I want to be human.
What's the purpose of trying to figure out what Emil really is? Even if there's some other personality inside of him, Emil is still Emil.
That's what I would like to believe as well. That Emil's human kindness is also the kindness of the summoned spirit Ratatosk.
Then I guess I really am the summoned spirit Ratatosk.
Essentially, that is true. Lloyd and I have been working to prevent Ratatosk from wiping out humans and half-elves.
Then you two have been trying to kill me. Just like Richter was trying to.
No, while Ratatosk is the summoned spirit of the giant Carlon tree, he is also the guardian of the Ginnungagap. Without Ratatosk, the Ginnungagap would open, and our world would become Niflheim's domain. We must make sure that never happens.
At the request of the summoned spirit Martell, we've been working to seal Ratatosk within the Ginnungagap.
Wait, what do you mean by that exactly?
We intend to bury Ratatosk and the Centurion's cores within the door as a permanent seal. It's the only way to ward off interference from Niflheim and protect mankind.
Why didn't you tell us all of this before? We could have helped.
We couldn't let Ratatosk know anything about what we were trying to do. Ratatosk has a vast network of monsters.
It wasn't safe to discuss our plan except near the World Tree. The tree is impervious to Ratatosk's influence thanks to the new name it received. Had Ratatosk known that we received these instructions from Martell, he would have sought the tree's new name and then stolen it away from her. If Ratatosk gained possession of the tree, we would have no means to oppose him. And all of you already know the name of the World Tree.
That doesn't mean we would have said anything. We promised Martell that until the World Tree was stable, we wouldn't speak of its new name.
But you mustn't forget the cores. They're beacons for ill intent that can cause their owners and everyone around them to go mad. If you were affected, you could have easily spoken the tree's name without meaning to.
But what about Lloyd?
As the name-giver of the World Tree, I had Martell's protection. The core doesn't affect those blessed by the tree's summoned spirit.
But wait a minute. Why are you telling me all of this right now? Don't you remember? I'm Ratatosk.
As Ewan said, we want to believe in you, Emil.
Huh?
Think about it, Emil. Have you ever, even once, enjoyed hurting someone? Even as Ratatosk's true will began to show itself, Emil didn't disappear. We want to believe that that has meaning. That Emil is not an artificially created personality. It's another spirit within Ratatosk. His conscience.
So what you're saying is that even if Ratatosk wakes up, there's a chance he won't try to destroy everyone?
Yes. If Ratatosk isn't the enemy, there's no need for us to seal him within the Ginnungagap. That's why I'll protect Emil, and Ratatosk's conscience. Maybe together we can find a way for everyone to live in peace.
Yep, that's all Lloyd wants. Remember, Yggdrasil's watching all of you, both in fanfiction terms and in a sense, literal terms. Literal canonical terms.
We must find a way to merge the two personalities of Emil and Ratatosk into one single entity.
If Emil's personality is able to survive, then Ratatosk will no longer be our enemy.
And what if I disappear?
We'll seal Ratatosk inside the Ginnungagap.
What'll happen to Emil's memory if we merge his two personalities into one?
We have no idea. Maybe only the stronger of the two will remain, or they could mix together.
Wait a minute. So you're saying there's no way to find out? Well, that's just the same as telling Emil he could die.
You're right. That's why we asked Martel if there was a good way to do this.
She told us to seek the help of the summoned spirit of heart in Asalia.
Yeah, you remember that thing in the first game about a particular kitsune-looking entity? Yeah, that's important shit right there.
Thank you for your help.
Emil, I hope you understand that there's no guarantee this will keep you safe, but it's all we have right now. Of course, it's ultimately your choice. I'll leave the decision up to you.
I'll go and see the summoned spirit of heart.
All right then. Let's go.
I'm gonna let you guys make the Captain Planet jokes, alright? And it's Lloyd! Again, level 50, can't level up, total bullshit, but it's fucking Lloyd, dude. Gentle idealist, of course. Alright. Well, it's not Falcon's Crest anymore, sadly, but what can you do? Decreases, I have no idea what like, decreases battle and recovery time means. I really don't. Looks like we have full exploration of the map now.
You all knew the World Tree's name, but hid it from us.
Sorry, Mr. Tenabe.
I suppose I can forgive you. After all, the World Tree is no longer under the dominion of Lord Ratatosk. It has been entrusted to a new tree spirit.
Oh, right, which is apparently named Martel as well. Does it have some connection to the goddess Martel?
I wouldn't call it a connection. They're one and the same thing.
What?
Think of it this way. There was this woman worshipped as a goddess. She risked her life to regenerate the world, and then she was reborn as a tree spirit.
So the goddess became a summoned spirit? This world doesn't have a goddess anymore? What about the angels of Crucius?
It never had a
Not
goddess.
certain whether or not any gods exist, but Crucius, the host of angels so revered by the Church of Martel, no longer exists in this world.
They set out for a destination much, much farther away than the heavens.
Then they abandoned humanity?
There comes a time when all children must fend for themselves. Perhaps we should think of ourselves as having reached adulthood.
I see. But now that we're without a goddess, what will become of the Church of Martel?
Jury's still out on that one. They might go on worshipping a god that's no longer there, or maybe they'll change their focus to Martel in her spirit form. Whatever the case, the Church of Martel is on the decline. It may just fade away on its own.
Lloyd, do you have a moment?
Uh-oh.
Sure, what is it?
I existed in this world even before it was divided in two. This was before the existence of both Crucius and the goddess Martel, and naturally the religion founded in her name.
Right, I guess that makes sense. The Church of Martel wasn't formed until after the world split.
It was way back then that I first met a half-elf by the name of Martel. She had a brother, younger than she by some years. He was called Mythos, the boy now known as Mythos the Hero.
You met Mythos?
Yes, they were very close. At that time, they were searching for some way to save this world, the goddess Martel. Mythos the Hero. I cannot believe that the name of Mythos' sister was mere coincidence. Does this mean that the origin of the Church of Martel is...
Yes, it's just as you suspect.
Then the spirit of this new tree truly is the Martel I once knew.
It's not only Martel, though.
Whatever became of Mythos? Have you heard anything?
When we regenerated the world, Mythos lent us his power.
Is that true? Then where is he now?
Mythos became the World Tree, or at least that's what I believe.
Huh?
That's why it's called Yggdrasil. Well, that's one of the reasons anyway. Since the entire game's Norse mythology.
Sorry I couldn't say anything earlier.
Lloyd!
Hey, we figured you had your reasons, but still you gotta let us join in the fun too.
I plan to from now on.
Please count on us.
Besides, now that we're not spending all our time worrying about you, we can really focus on the task at hand.
I don't know. Having Lloyd with us might give us more to worry about than ever before.
What was that, Genus?
I believe you'll be forced to endure accusations and aspersions wherever we go. Are you up to it?
I'll just have to work to win back the trust I've lost one day at a time. I think that's all I can do.
And we'll be there to help you.
Hey, it's good to be back, everyone.
Lloyd, you're really something.
How so?
Well, I could be the being who might destroy this world, but you called me your friend. You put your trust in me.
There's nothing special about that. Besides, you're the one that's incredible.
Huh?
I've seen the way you lived in spite of what you are. That's how I know I was right to believe in you. I really like guys like you.
Really?
Well then, Lloyd, you should also live in a way that merits the trust of others.
Professor?
I recall giving you some homework 6 months ago. I assume you've completed all of it?
Professor, I'm 19 years old. I've memorized my multiplication tables. Haven't I studied enough?
Silence. Ever since the world was restored, you've done nothing but travel. You have yet to finish the curriculum. I will see that you finish what you've started.
Come on.
Lloyd.
Well, it's time for a Hey, Rayard. It's time for a. Yeah, time for the Oh, seriously. Come on, man.
So the guardian of the World Tree?
Ewan.
Right, Ewan. Is he an acquaintance?
We crossed paths when we were restoring the world.
He always looks a bit cross, but he's really doing all he can to find happiness.
Actually, Colette, that's not exactly...
I think I know what you mean. He looks like he doesn't have much happiness in his life.
Really?
That's one way to say it. You could also say the guy's just got no luck.
Hey guys.
let's stop talking about him behind his back, okay? Don't forget, he helped us out quite a bit.
Then again, he's caused his fair share of trouble, too.
Sounds like a pretty complicated guy.
I guess good looks aren't everything.
Seriously, Wonder Chef? Are you... Wow, there's a lot of skits.
Yeah, you have a thing for paw pads?
Yes, I like how soft and springy they are. Regal and I are members of the Paw Pad Playmate Society.
I'm not even gonna ask. Gina's asked it for me.
Recreational club sponsored by the Lazareno.
Oh, sign me up too!
We'd love to have you, Genus.
He just wants to be near Persea.
Pad Club.
I guess the Lazareno company is not trifled.
Seriously? You could have at least picked something that... Ooh, fried rice. You could have at least picked something with the scenery. But now it's time for things to get awkward. And we do get an almost literal repeat of the scene from the last game. If I remember correctly, you can do both scenarios in the same game, but, this one's funnier. You know, if I remember correctly. I'm remembering correctly. I swear, when I first saw this scene on the Wii, it felt like a Tenchi Muyo moment. And of course, Zelos is impressed. Well, I mean, despite leaving out the fact that it's not what they think it is, at least Sheena sort of understands if that was the situation. I tried to explain too, but no one would listen. And that's something I'm going to rectify in my story at some point. I'm going to get like hardcore evidential proof that Lloyd did not do that in the first game. Oh boy. I think hopefully that's titles. But I'm going to prove in my story that like that Lloyd did not do that and it was Zelos and then Zelos get beat up or something. I don't know. And the other one, so I get the other title, the one from Marta. And then Zelos does it again, and then I'm going to make it so that I prove that he did it the second time as well, that it was Zelos the entire frickin' time. Not again. You're a little too into this, Zelos. Yep, the actual ironing board title Colette would get in the last game. I think Lloyd would be a little bit faster than that, you know? I mean, he is the speed fighter. Yeah, I remember that happening, too. Don't worry, Lloyd, I will redeem this whole mess in the story at some point. I mean, every good fan fiction that's capable of doing so needs a good obligatory Hotsprings chapter. Hey, if I did it in a Pokemon fanfiction, I'll do it in a TOS fanfiction. I know we're supposed to go into the Martell Temple, just hold on a second. Oh, wait a minute, wrong spot. Give me a second, I'm trying to activate like a subplot thing. Not a subplot, just like a little extra thing. I'm not sure if I can do it yet, but I know how to activate it, so... In a nutshell, I've probably mentioned the scene before. It harkens back to the Flanor scene in the first game. I'm pretty sure all I know is that Lloyd needs to be in the party. Other than that, it may not be activatable yet. I guess it's a little bit later in the story. Oh well. You know what? Actually, let me rectify what I said earlier. Yes, I did a Hot Springs chapter in Pokemon, but you know, considering Lava Ridge Town, you'd expect that sort of thing. Well, let me add on to that. I pulled off a Hot Springs chapter in a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh fanfiction. Yes, I know there was that scene in the Japanese version of Yu-Gi-Oh GX, but still, I think I've proven my point at this point. There we go.
Corinne.
Who's that, Sheena?
Corinne was a friend of mine. He was an artificial summon spirit created in Meltokyo.
He had such cute paw pads.
Yes, he did indeed.
Oh, that's right. You're a summoner. Is Corinne with you now?
No, not anymore. He was reborn as the summon spirit of Heart, Various.
That's the summon spirit we're gonna see now.
That's right. It brings back a lot of memories.
Various, a summon spirit, just like me.
I'd forgotten how handy Rayards are.
Hey, I agree with you for once, Shorty. I've always said a beautiful creature like myself belongs high in the majestic sky.
Beautiful? You? The dictionary in your brain has its definitions reversed.
I have to agree, though. I've never felt anything quite like riding a Rayard. I mean, what person hasn't dreamt of flying?
Seems to me we were doing just fine on foot.
Is the Rayard not to your liking, Lady Marta?
It's just, what keeps a hunk of metal like that in the air?
It's thanks to Wiener's Law.
That's Werner's Law, Colette.
Yeah, but there's nothing protecting you. If you fall, you'll die.
Actually, we crashed in a Rayard once, but we're still here to tell about it.
Marta, are you afraid of heights?
Of course not. I just don't understand why everybody's so in love with the stupid Rayards, that's all.
Dirk!
It's you!
Dad, I'm back.
It's good to see ya.
I hope you don't mind looking after Noise for a little while longer.
You do what you need to do, and don't worry about a thing back home. That's what being a man is all about.
Right.
I envy you and your dad. I was never able to get along very well with my relatives.
If you've got the desire, it's not too late to try. You still have time.
What do you mean?
You can do anything as long as you don't give up. Of course, I know that's not really true for everything. But that's no reason to stop trying.
You're very sure of yourself.
A lot of people tell me that. If I am, it's only because of the strength I got from my dad and everyone else. That's why I want to give my strength to others. That includes you, Emil.
I feel like I understand why everyone stood up for you. I'm not sure if I'll ever be like you, but I'm happy I at least got the chance to know you.
I'm myself and you're you. We're all different. That's what makes us all important. So let's go and see Various and find a way to keep you around.
I'm gonna end things off here, people, but tune in next time ends, you know, more shit, yada yada yada. Peace out.